Hello and welcome back to the Indian PokeTube, and this is the new Clefable with the new Fairy Wind, and I'm running an ABB style theme team with the Galarian Weezing as the safe switch. It's supposed to draw out the poison type, the steel type or the fire type, and as you can see my team is triple weak to poison and I went on a 10 win streak. In the first match, this is the funniest match ever. Opponent led a Galarian Stunfisk, which is a losing matchup for the opponent, and brings in a Lantern, and he concedes the match. So I'm assuming he was triple weak to the Meganium, but don't worry, all the other matches in this video are amazing. A lot of them are hard counters as well, so you'll see how I play around them. But as I said, this team is triple weak to poison, but I did not face a single poison type. It's very weak to fire. I did not face a fire type, so I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not expecting poisons anyway. Second match, hard counter on the lead, and I bring in the Galarian Weezing, and opponent responds with the Venusaur. So clearly the opponent is core broken by the Galarian Weezing. There's so many mons which are core broken by the Weezing here, and I'm going to go for a brutal swing. I get the bait, and I honestly should have gone for the overheat. It's very unlikely the opponent goes 2 shields down, so the moment I clicked on the brutal swing I was regretting it, because as you see, the opponent's going to let this go, and this is not looking great because I'm going to shield here and I think I can outpace to 2 brutal swings, but I think the opponent can still take switch if he invests both his shields. So I'm going to go for the back-to-back brutal swings here, and come on, Galarian Weezing, he lets it go and I'm able to farm him down. So luckily the opponent did not fight for switch, because he would have got switch and that would have been really bad, and we'll see what he had in the bag. So maybe the opponent would have straight up won, but the opponent is not switching out, so maybe he was just too weak to fairy, and he just used up his fairy counter. This is how an ABB team is supposed to work, by the way, guys. So he did have a poison type. I was wrong when I said not a single poison type. I meant nothing like a Nidoqueen or a poison jab user. I did face Toxicroak and Venusaur, but all of those can be dealt with our team. Fire would be really bad, so I would recommend you to run something else instead of Meganium. In the back, opponent has Crafty, and I'm going to go for the Big Moon Blast. We boomed an Altaria, and we're going to be boom, down goes the Scrafty, and that's a great game. So I think you should run something else on the lead which can take care of the ground type. Maybe a water type would be better, because then you can also beat the fire types, and the backline is pretty fine against grass anyway. So I think you can run a water type, and that would be better. So I'm going to switch out Meganium eventually, because I just my 10 streak just got broken. Anyway, I pick up a lead against Sable. I'm going to save switch to the Galarian Weezing. It's an ABB team, so I'm going to switch out at some point eventually. Opponent goes straight for a foul play. This is not enough for the return, so I can let it go, and he's going to respond with an Alolan Sandslash. Alolan Sandslash beats a whole team, so this is certainly a very bad mon to see. I go for a bait and I get the shield, and honestly I should have gone for the overheater. No point in going for brutal swing. Again, the same mistake which I made in the last match. Opponents do not want to go 2 shields down right away, especially after getting baited once. So I really should have gone for the overheater and taken switch, but now as you can see, he can just take switch back from me. I'm going to go for the overheat. He shields, but I'm going to switch out. No point in giving the guy more farm, so I'm going to come in with the Meganium and tank an Ice Punch. I think I can, hoping I can reach another one, but the opponent reaches another Ice Punch. Not looking great, but now he's dry on energy, so I can overfarm and go for a Frenzy. In comes the Sableye. I'm going to go for the Frenzy because I think it does more than an Earthquake when I factor in the stab, and it's a way better move, and farm down the Sableye as he wanted to. And now let's see what he comes in with. I do have a loaded Frenzy for whatever comes in, and he comes in with Medicham, which is fine. I can go for a big Frenzy, but I have to make some plays to win the game right now. So I'm going to come in with the guy and have to cast a Psychic to win the game. Can I cast the Psychic? Yes, I can. So move counting coming in clutch. I counted to 8 counters, and boom, down goes my Galarian Weezing. Now I can just safely load up the back-to-back Meteor Mashes. He goes for an Ice Punch or a Pup. This is not enough for the Psychic, and I do have the back-to-back moves, and that's going to be a great game. So my thoughts on this team is that there are literally no poison jab users in the meta right now. Nobody uses Beedrill or the Nidoqueen or any of these other ones. So it's very safe to run a double fairy backline, but honestly you should be better prepared against the fire types. There will be fire types like Charizard, which are going to be very bad with the backline. So in that case, you should be running the Psychic on the Clefable for that coverage, or just run a water type on the lead. That's what I would highly recommend. Run a water type which can beat Swampert. So something like a Jellicent would be fine. So we pick up a lead against an Obstagoon, and I'm going to save switch again because I have 2 responses. So I'm going to save switch to my Galarian Weezing, and out comes a Lantern, but he takes a lot of time in deciding who to bring in. He gives me a huge energy lead. So at this point I can spam out brutal swings, and I was hoping that 3 brutal swings will KO. Goes for a big Thunderbolt which does a lot of chip, and right now I can CMP him on the Surf on the next one. He's at 5 sparks right now. I remember this game. I'm going to go for the CMP win. Oh, he doesn't throw it here. I was hoping this chaos, but you'll see that Lantern is so absurdly tanky that even 3 brutal swings with the Fairy Winds do not add up enough. So I'm going to shield here. I want to take switch. I can align my Clefable against the guy. In comes Obstagoon and I'm going to go straight for the overheat. He's clearly weak to my Galarian Weezing, so he took a lot of time to think. I'm going to go for the big overheat and I get the shield, which is pretty good. We had even shields, and in the back here the Charmalol and Ninetales. So I'm going to use up my Meganium in this matchup because I have the other guy, the Clefable, for the Obstagoon, and I'm not expecting the Obstagoon to run Gunk or Hyper Beam. Let's see, we'll find out. We can tank a Weather Ball from a non-shadow A9 and go for a big frenzy, do a lot of damage, and I was getting a few frame drops here and there, but it's fine. I can farm down this guy, nom nom nom, and then I'm just going to shield just in case he has the Hyper Beam. I mean, even if he obstructs, it's fine. He can do nothing against. Even if he boosts, it's over. He just goes for that, and I mean, honestly, I can just go for a Meteor Mash, a couple of Meteor Mashes at this point, but I just go for the safe Moonblast. No reason not to, and we'll just know if he has Hyper Beam or the Gunk. And he does not, just has the Night Slash. That's not going to do anything. We can go for the big Moonblast, and Clefable cleans up another game. Boom, down goes the Goon, and that's a great game. So so far I've had a 5-0, a 4-1, and another 4-1. So it's 13-2 so far with the team, and I lost the first game of these 15 battles, and I also lost the last game. No, I lost another game in between, but I had a 10 win streak. It's there. I'll show you guys my streak as well. Pick up a lead against a Pelipper. He has to go for Hurricane, so I'm going to go straight for a Frenzy Plant here. Going to do a lot of damage, 80% damage, boom, and opponent loads up a lot of energy and brings in the Registeel, and you'll see that I do learn how to make the right plays over time. I learn from my mistakes. I'm going to go for Brutal Swing Bait. I get the shield, and this time I'm going to go straight for the weight. Very unlikely at the opponent double shield so early in the match. So boom, I do massive damage to the tin can. I can easily survive this, and I can go for another overheat here. So like I said, it's important to realize these little things. There's a big difference in the gameplay because of these little things. Anyway, I go for another overheat and cook the tin can, get out of here. In comes the guy and he farms us down. I'm going to bring in the Clefable now and go for a farm down. He does have way more than a Hurricane, so I'm going to respect it. He goes for a bait, which is fine, and in the back he has a Galarian Stunfisk. I have my Meganium for this guy, and this match looks pretty good because I think a couple of Frenzy Plants will kill him anyway, but no, it's actually not over. It can get very tight because if he does not shield my Frenzy here, which he luckily does, if he did not shield it here, I would still have to throw a Moonblast to take him out, and then the Pelipper potentially could have reached a Hurricane. He was at 6, so he would have needed 2 or 3 more wing attacks, and I think he might have even won. So this bait was crucial. Boom, take down the guy, and now he doesn't have enough health to farm down the Meganium, farm down the Flying Toilet, and that's a great game. So this is the set, which was a 5-0, I believe. Let's see. Yep, it's a 5-0, and then I'm going to show you I think 3 more battles to show you how the team performs against different kinds of leads and mons. So if you're sticking around for so long, definitely subscribe to the channel because we'll be putting out a lot of content, a lot of fun mons, and also some meta teams to climb. So against a meta team, against the Deoxys, we're going to stay in here. I'm going to show you how to play this because the Frenzy does massive damage here in this matchup. But I also need to watch out for some other Poison type or Galarian Stunfisk in the back. So which is why I'm going to tank a Psycho Boost. But he goes for Rock Slide, which is fine. I can CMP him on the Psycho Boost, and this Frenzy is going to take him out. If he shields, he's probably weak to Meganium, so I'm going to shield back. Yep. And let's see what I think we both simultaneously switch out. He switches out to his Whimsy and I switch out to my guy. So he is clearly weak somewhere to Meganium maybe, and he brings in the guy and goes straight for a Seed Bomb. Even a Moonblast won't do much. Everything is resisted. I'm going to go straight for the overheat because I know I can reach 2 overheats easily. He does shield this one, which is fine. This is just a Seed Bomb. He didn't even build up to a Moonblast at this point. So I can easily tank this off-arm quite a bit, and then I can go for my overheat here. I think this is CMP as well. So I'm surprised to know that Galarian Weezing wins it, and boom, take down a little fluffy cotton thing. Let's see his last mon. Surely he won't bring it in, and he brings in a Slurpuff, and this match is over because now my Clefable can just sweep my I have a full health, I have a half health Meganium with a bit of energy. In comes the guy, the Deoxys. I can overfarm massively, go for a Meteor Mash to take out the Deoxys, and Meteor Mash is super effective against fairies as well. So even though the Slurpuff, the little pancake, the cupcake is pretty tanky, it still can't survive a move and some Fairy Wind. So down goes the guy. We have still 3 mons remaining and a shield. That's a great game. So this wasn't really a meta team per se, but I just showed you that it's very important to play this team right. It's an ABB team, so you really kind of need to preserve your Meganium in case there's a Swampert, a ground type, or even against a poison type, you do have that Earthquake, a Steel type. So pick up a good lead against an Alolan Raichu, and he responds with a Galarian Stunfisk. So I'm going to stay in because Meganium is my best answer to this guy, and I also have the Galarian Weezing, which can do very well against a Raichu. I'm pretty sure Brutal Swing will pretty much one-shot. Alolan Raichu is made of paper. It's one of my favorite mon for the restricted cups. I should say that it is definitely one of my go-to mons, but I'm going to just tank these moves. He gives us a shield already, and at this point, again, I should have gone for the Earthquake. Like, I don't know why I keep making this mistake, because he is a shield down. He's going to be reluctant to shield twice in this matchup, so I can shield here overfarm again because I have a lot of energy. I don't want to waste all of this energy. Can be clutch later. I'm going to overfarm a lot. CM Beam for the third time in this matchup, so and take out the guy, and I think I'm going to switch out to this to the boy, and in comes the Raichu. I do outpace to the Brutal Swing. It's only 5 Fairy Winds, and whereas it needs 3 Volt Switches, and now I can reach another Brutal Swing before he makes his next Thunder Punch. So it's looking pretty good. I'm going to shield this even if it's a Thunder Punch like it is, and in comes an Azu. So well played by the opponent. Opponent has stored 1 Volt Switch worth of energy. He's just 1 Volt Switch away from his next move, and I'm trying to save my Galarian Weezing at this point. I don't think I can, so goes for an Ice Beam. I can tank that, go for a nice Overheat, which will do around 25%. I mean, Azu is supremely bulky, but I can bring in the guy, overfarm quite a bit, and go for a big frenzy. So I've not even revealed my Clefable in this match. Just going to take him out. I think I can survive a Volt Switch. Yes, I can. So I can reach another frenzy plant, and this is going to take out the Alolan Raichu. Like I said, it's made of paper. Boom, take him out. We have 3 months remaining, and Clefable wasn't even shown to the opponent. That's another great game, and we're going to be getting into the final match of this video. This is the match where I make insane catches. So much fun. I still remember this battle, and you're going to see exactly what happens. So we pick up a lead against a Galf. So I'm going to throw 6 Fine Whips, which is equal to 3 Volt Switches, and he's going to go for a lunge, which I like to call a Lunge, and I cast the double resisted Lunge on the Galarian Weezing. Opponent responds with a Galarian Stunfisk. I'm going to count to 8 and CMP him on the Earthquake with a big Overheat. So I'm debuffed. I'm not expecting a shield here because he'll survive this. Exactly. Boom. Does around 75% damage. I'm pretty happy with that damage. He takes us out in return. Now I can overfarm by 5 more Vine Whips and go for a big frenzy on the little Steely Pancake, and this is going to take him out. Boom, get out of here. And let's see, he chooses to bring in the guy, the Galf, and I'm going to bait him with a frenzy. Honestly, a frenzy would probably take him out, so he's forced to shield, and I'm going to catch the second Lunge in this match on the Clefable. So I'm catching left and right, and he's staying in with the guy, so which means I'm going to overfarm here. I mean, I have 2 shields, so I might as well start using them. So I'm going to start using the shields, and in the back he has a Medicham, and this match is, I think it's pretty much over. Even though both of my mons are very low, I think it's done at this point, and I'm going to go for a Meteor Mash bait. I mean, this was unnecessary, to be honest, but yeah, it does work out. He lets me farm him down, and now his win con is to load up 2 Lunges. So I'm going to switch here and snipe and try to snipe with my frenzy, and at this point I've won because I have a loaded move on the Clefable and I have a shield. So I just save the shield and I win. That's it. But at this point I was also counting his move, so I knew I would outpace to a move, so that's why I just went for the safe shield, because either way it's over. Like, there's nothing the opponent can do. I'm going to go for a frenzy plant. Boom, take out the little Spooder boy, and that's a great game. Do subscribe to the channel and like the video. See you guys in the next one.